Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a breaking news video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. You guys know exactly what to do. And the big breaking news coming out of the transfer window today in regards to Chelsea is that they have made an inquiry for 19-year-old Manchester City midfielder Nico O'Reilly, which follows up an inquiry made for 19-year-old St Etienne midfielder Mathis Amougou. What are we doing? What are we doing right here, right now? I am, even by the standards of this transfer window and the standards of these sporting directors, this is a new level of cluelessness from these guys. So Fabrizio Romano bringing the exclusive. Chelsea keep working on a new midfielder with inquiry made to Man City for 19-year-old midfielder Nico O'Reilly. City don't want to lose future control on the player. Not an easy deal. Follows inquiry made for Mathis Amougou, reported last week. Still on the list. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So let me just compute this, right? So we have wasted, what, 34 days in the transfer window. We haven't got a striker, and we sold one player. Yet we're scrambling around in the last 2 days of the window trying to sign someone on loan in a position that we've got players that we can recall from loan. And then we're trying to, and then we're making inquiries for teenage midfielders. Guys, I don't know if you've noticed, and it's a big concern if you can't see this. We've got quite a lot of young midfielders on our books. We've got Carney Chukwuemeka. We've got Sam Raksaki. We've got Keanu Dyer. 3 players already that we already own and wouldn't cost us a single penny. Not to mention, you've got Leslie Ugochukwu and Andre Santos on loan as well. You know, look, Nico O'Reilly's looked okay when he's played for Man City. He might be the next best midfielder in England. But the intended role for a midfielder to come in is to provide cover for the first team. And we've already got guys who fit the bill. He'd be cover for the first team to then develop over the next few years if it was a permanent. We already have plenty of those players who fit that brief. If the sporting directors cannot see this, then they are more clueless than myself and many others ever thought. Because this literally makes 0 sense. Unless the player you're going to bring in is a clear upgrade on what is already at the club now and moving forward, then what on earth is the point in any of this? What on earth is the point in any of this? Is Nico O'Reilly elite potential that you can't turn down, like an Esteval, like a Palmer, like a Kendry Paez? And is he ready to properly push for a spot more than the guys that are already here? The answer to both those questions is no. So then don't bother. So why on earth are we playing silly buggers and making inquiries for 2 teenagers when we've got multiple young midfielders already on the books who can do a job? We're so unserious right now. Guys, I cannot tell you how unserious we are as a football club right now. As I've said, Nico O'Reilly's looked good when he's played for Man City. He looks like a nice player. But it doesn't matter. As I've said, we've got Carney, we've got others. What is the point? Sam Raksaki is the same age, you know? And even if Nico O'Reilly is better than Raksaki, right? If this is a loan deal, there is no way that Nico O'Reilly, between now and the end of the season, would have more of an impact on this team in the next 4 months than Sam Raksaki would. So what is the point? What is the point in that? It literally makes no sense. It literally makes no sense whatsoever. Look, if you don't want to recall Andre Santos until the summer, I get it. But there's no reason why you have to then go and get another 19-year-old from a different academy for depth and Conference League when you've already got Raksaki, you've got Keanu Dyer, you've got Carney Chukwuemeka. What are we doing here? If the plan's just to get through the next 4 months, why on earth are you making inquiries for other midfield players when what you've got will help you get through the next 4 months and the players that you're targeting aren't significantly better, if at all better, than the ones you've already got that could do that job? It makes no sense. This, for me, is where I'm out. this for me is where I'm out with this recruitment strategy and what we're doing. This is the final straw for me. Nico O'Reilly makes no sense. Makes no sense because Man City aren't going to sell to us after the Cole Palmer situation, and we've got other gaps that desperately need to be filled. It just slaps of desperation and panic stations with just over a day before the transfer window closes. It's almost like we've had no plan for the entire month. It's a shit deal. Sam Raksaki's probably better than him, and it's just another player to come from Man City. What are we doing? We've taken Joe Shields. We've taken Romeo Lavia, Cole Palmer, Tosin, Enzo Maresca, the gaffer. Guys, if I wanted to watch the Man City Academy, then I would go and watch it. I don't need to see the Man City Academy remade at Chelsea. This window has been an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. I've got no idea whatsoever what we're doing here. How can anyone in a senior position at Chelsea watch us and think the answer is to go and sign another teenage midfielder with very little experience on loan? It's just, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why do we act so unseriously, guys? Why are we so unserious in the transfer market? It's baffling. This window, we've had absolutely no plan. Apparently, there's so many clubs interested in our players, no bids for anyone. And, it's nonsense. It is absolute nonsense what we're doing. Seriously. Wake up, guys. Wake up and see that these guys are absolute clowns. Anyone that says to me, oh, why don't you apply for a sporting director job? How do you know that these guys don't know what they're doing? How much more evidence do we need that these guys have got no clue whatsoever and are just obsessed with profit? All they care about is profit and getting players who can make them money. Because no way does any of this make any sense. No way does any of this make any sense, because none of those two players there would come in and are going to make any more of an impact in the next 4 months than any of the ones that we've already got on our books. Apparently, we trust Chukwuemeka for the future. More BS, because we're then looking at teenage midfielders in and around the same age as him. I've had it with this, with the way that we're operating. I've had it with this transfer window. I don't even know anything really about Mathis Amougou. He plays for St Etienne. He's 19 years old. I've got no idea what he's like, but this is some sort of ridiculous fetish we've got for teenage players. Guys, I don't know if you've noticed, we've got enough of those. Go and sign some ready-made, proven players to add to this team, because otherwise we're just not going to go anywhere and we're not going to move forwards as a football club if we continue to operate in this completely unserious way in the transfer window. Close the window. Close the window. Now, I don't even want the deadline day on Monday. Close the window now, because we are in danger of doing something so stupid and continuing to embarrass ourselves. You know, and I'm done with these directors. I'm done with this recruitment model we're doing. I'm just done with everything right now. We just got to get right behind Enzo Maresca, support the players, support the team as best we can, because he has been gravely let down by the sporting directors. You cannot tell me that midfield depth, Maresca then wants another 19-year-old kid. We've already got plenty of those that we could use at the football club. It's beggars belief. It is complete and utter nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. And once again, we're looking absolutely clueless. And once again, we have had another absolutely shocking transfer window. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're going to make loads of profit. Everything's going to be great. But we've got no striker. But don't worry, guys. The balance sheet's going to look good. And we're going to pass all that PSR stuff. And we've got loads of players that we can sell for more money than we bought them for in about 3 or 4 years' time. Don't worry about the now. Don't worry about finishing in the top 4, because the balance sheet's going to look great for the next few years. It's honestly embarrassing. It's pathetic. All our priorities are in the wrong place. And this is just the latest embarrassing situation in a host of embarrassing circumstances in this window. Shut the window now. Move on. Sack these directors. But yeah, guys, up the Chelsea. Smash the like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments below, all of that good stuff. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Peace.